I like the name of this week.
The Sound of the Bells. Hello, everybody. This is session 45 of Wyrd and Wyld, our homebrew Wyrd 5e D&D campaign, and this is session 45.
Ow, ow.
I wanted to jump in and just wanted to make sure and give a quick shout out because after our stream, Gravity 2DX followed our channel, so very nice of you. Thank you. Remember, any of those of you who follow, make sure and just watch at least like 10 minutes and you'll get one loyalty point. And then that way I can give you, that's the only way you pop up in that list for me to reward you guys with a 20 for following. So if you want to join and leave, you can. But if you at least watch those 10 minutes, you'll show up on my list and I can award you those 20 points. And you'll build up more going on later. But thank you everyone who's joined us or will join us in the future. I am Jaso the DM. Who else joins me this wonderful Friday night?
Hello, I am Bailey. I am playing the androgynous bard, Glacé Lore.
Hey everybody, I'm Luke, also known as Steve. No, it's Luke.
Hello, Steve.
Hey, how's it going? I am playing Aesop, Kinku Blood Hunter, Order of the Lycan, and his alter ego, Subject 22.
What's up, everyone? My name is Kevin. I am playing Sun Kong, your apeling bionoid monk, following the way of the abundant spirit.
Sounds like a homebrew archetype.
Something like that.
Who else?
Come on, guys.
That's it, I guess. Just these
There's
four.
like three more people need to go. Somebody go.
Oh, my name's Rune Chaos. I'm a lizard folk fighter. Martial archetype of the gunslinger.
I'm sorry. Hold. Pause. Time out. Did you change your fucking voice? What is
Hell
this?
no.
Okay.
Never.
This is how he's always sounded, Luke. What are you talking about?
I
Must
would
be
never
the new
sound like a
headphones.
pleb or a lizard folk. That's
Hey.
stupid. I'm in space. I can sound like a human if I'm a lizard. Gunslinger, angry ass lizard, ready to shoot fucking, not the drow, not the poor drow, but I would definitely shoot a lycanthrope right now.
Cool.
Hi everybody, I'm Nick. I play in VD, the half-elf celestial warlock packed with tongue. I have the best familiar of all time, a pseudo-dragon named Jira.
Baby Jira.
I'm Kyle. I'm playing Chemo. He's a killer for hire with no plans to retire.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
What race is Chemo?
Chemo's the Shadow Archive.
Nice.
A dank elf.
Does he have a bunch of like piercings and shit like that you see in a lot of the artwork for Chat Archive?
No.
Just the Prince Albert.
Yeah, but you can't
No.
see above his
Nothing that you can see.
Professional piercings. Okay, got it.
Maybe that can be your one question when you get me off this rock.
Will do, says God as he ascends back into the clouds.
You guys know him? You guys go back?
If you guys want, those of you who do not have one, please draw yourselves an inspiration card. You can trade now or forever hold your peace until the next session.
Please don't be key points.
Looks like
Ooh, I'll take that.
Man.
That's a card with key points? Really? I never got that.
Hey, Sun Kong, trade me that card. I want that one.
What? I wish I had that card.
I'll keep mine.
All right, good. And with that, let's see here. Oh, yeah, we have 81 followers right now on our Twitch stream. Please follow us. We're giving away the D&D 5th edition starter box set. It's got a whole bunch of cool goodies in there. It's a great kind of collector's item. And you can also give it to somebody who hasn't played D&D. It's got its own set of dice and all the things in there, some pre-generated characters for them to use. A fun little item to have. We'll be giving that out to a lucky winner within the pool of the first 100 people who have followed our channel. So follow us if you like. even if you don't watch a whole lot, we have the VOD stuff, and if you do join, you'll have that chance to win. With that, we'll just move on and let's roll some dice and see who wants to give the recap, or doesn't really have a choice and has to give the recap from last week.
Oh,
I rolled a
God
natural
damn it.
20 on my recap.
Yes!
I just wasted a 20. Oh my god.
Save me. Somebody save me. Oh no.
Diplomatic immunity.
So, Chemo, what happened last time on Weird and Wild?
I always remember the second half better than the first. Where did we start out?
Meeting up with Asa?
Yeah.
That's
he
right.
did the grim psychometry on the doll, but it was nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys were headed for the Scuzzworks to do some reconnaissance.
Yeah. So we met back up with the bird after we did some dirty dealings with that with the Baron. From there, we moved on to the job that the Baron got us roped into. We went to the factory a little early, had a little look around, got a lay of the land. Would have liked to spend some more time there, but it was time to move on. Now we're just waiting. We're always waiting.
We had dinner. We also made Aesop do psychometry on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
Glace and Rinkaz and Invidi went to see the guy to ask more about Hush.
That really didn't get us anywhere. Other
Didn't
than
really get yeah, we
You lost your fucking hat.
I don't want to
Oh
talk
my
about
god. We think that 21 does have Hush, but we're pretty sure that she didn't get her in a very nice way. That's all I remember.
All signs are pointing to trouble with the factory.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys mostly did a lot of prep work, which is not bad for a situation like this. Trying to learn all that you can about your environment and where you, how you plan to tackle this endeavor is not a bad thing. So I think those are all positive throwaways that you could have taken to get as prepared as you possibly can for whatever comes next. You guys were leading up to 9 p.m. this sort of evening in which you believe or at least told Zilgar, who is the Scuzziotelli in charge of the Scuzzworks, that you believe the attack will take place. Unbeknownst to him, you guys plan to instigate the attack by either overriding or messing with the reactor to the point that it overloads and sends a large steaming pollutant cloud, of which you are probably can surmise of some acidic quantity, above the Scuzzworks, alerting subject 21/Malady to send the forces of the quote-unquote freedom fighters to help you guys out.
all the ravens that are going to tear us apart.
Yeah, Aesop mentioned to everyone that they're lycanthropes.
Murder.
The murder. That's what they are.
So, Chemo, you can hold on to this if you want, or you can throw it into the group pile. You find in one of the many sort of pouches in between all your probably assassination-related gear, a weird bit, which is there's pictures that Bay has drawn that's on our Twitch page. They sort of look like this bauble that has a multitude of colors within. It looks like a very hard piece of maybe strange looking formed gemstone. It's much more smooth than it is rough, and it doesn't have hard edges like a gemstone typically would. You've heard that this is like a condensed form of what's called the Wyrd that exists in the Twixt. You may have never encountered it yourself. It seems that at the very least in its condensed form, whatever strange properties the Wyrd has seems to be nullified. So you can either keep that for yourself, and you can buy gemstones and stuff like that, enchanted gems that you can equip on your gear at the ship, or you can throw it into the pile and you guys can collectively use it for whatever you like. So that's up to you.
Chemo kind of raises an eyebrow and kind of thumb flicks it into the pile.
Yep. We 43. We're good spent way.
Yeah, perhaps somewhere along the few weeks that Chemo has been here, you stumbled across something like this and held on to it as just an interesting bauble. But hearing the party probably relay exactly what the properties of it are, you decide the best idea maybe to toss it in and build up that quantity so that you guys can best decide how to use them as a group. So you guys were coming on to the 9 o'clock hour, which is when the shifts begin, when the changing begins to bring in the workforce that creates the staying smaragdus sheets that they create at the forge. You guys had some plans in place and were beginning to do your last bit of preparations and then head towards the Scuzzwork facility. So I will kind of kick the ball back into your court. We'll say that you guys have still 30 or so minutes if you need anything else to do. Otherwise, you can make your way to the Scuzzworks. Other than that, ball's in your court.
So, just as a reminder to everyone, Chunk and I, we will overload the toxipacitor. We'll have Chemo going to look for the forge, and then everyone else is on distraction/interference duty. Once Chunk and I do our thing and Chemo does his thing, we'll be good to make a clean exit. Nothing wrong could possibly happen.
And then that's when I throw the grenade in, right?
No, we don't throw grenades into the reactor.
Rinka, save the grenade for when we're getting away with the ship.
I don't have a grenade. The facility's a giant grenade. If I shoot in there once at all.
No. Oh God, I forgot everything was flammable.
My shoes turn on fire.
Don't do that.
High five. Oh, potion of fire breathing. I still have 2 left. Yes.
So
Oh,
I
goodness.
shouldn't summon a wall of flame while we're in there. That's not good.
Correct.
That should be the first thing you do.
That mobile campfire you can do would be awesome.
Listen, I'm just saying that we'll all die, right? It's not like it's any skin off of my back. We're all going to be dead if that happens.
I mean, what, like 5 or 6 for like 80? I mean, that's a pretty good trade.
Great. And then my daughter will stay trapped on this rock forever. Great idea, Rinkaz.
Not if we shoot well enough and blow this fucking planet off.
Okay, I think that's as ready as we're going to get, everyone.
But won't she be fine, ASAP? Because she's with Mom, right? She's absolutely safe where she is right now.
Are you
right?
Are you toying with me right now?
That's what you said, right?
Pumped up.
That's what you said.
No, he's.
I know what I said, Sun Kong.
So I mean, even if we all die, she'll be fine. Nothing will happen.
Let's drop that bit. Let's just get ready not to die by lycanthrope and guards and tollers and acid men. I feel like things are about to get really crazy.
Actually, that's a good point. If we do happen across any of those acid knights, make sure to keep up the charade. Tell them that the attack has already started. Misdirect them. Keep them away from the forge.
Of course.
Are acid engines flammable?
Everything is flammable if it's hot enough, Rinkaz.
Oh. Well, that must be why the desert is so dry. If you know what I mean.
I have no idea what the fuck you are talking about right now. Can we go? Let's clock in, everyone. So I'm a little on edge right now.
You guys begin heading towards the Scuzzworks?
Let's fucking go.
Alright. You finish your walk over to the Scuzzworks. Similar to before, you walk along the tall, stone-edged wall that surrounds the facility. There's not too many high-rise structures of stone or what look like chimneys or exhausts that peer over the stone walls, but you know that that's because the majority of the facilities here at the Scuzzworks actually takes place under the surface, underground. To what extent or reason that is, you're unsure. You can make a check if you want. Otherwise, you guys continue along the path towards the front large iron gate that is patrolled, or not patrolled, but guarded by the 2 toller. As you guys reach that area, you provide your note given to you by Lord Drezelak, the Mind Flayer and the true charge of the Scuzziotelli family. And they, with a loud pull the gate open for you guys to enter. You enter onto the grounds of the Scuzzworks.
Okay, everyone, let's do our duty.
A
Let's
toller,
protect this place.
a toller raises a hand to you all, as if to tell you to hold on, and begins to shift down the steps into the Scuzzworks. It takes a couple minutes, but ascending the steps seems to be the same toller, along with Zilgar, who you met previously. He looks to each of you and nods.
All right. Everything seems to be in order. Everyone here and ready?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
He raises a silver eyebrow, just making sure to check each of you as his eyes slowly shift over each of your persons.
Nothing flammable inside. You need to drop
course.
anything off to be held outside like last time.
I think about how I have Renkaz's rifle in my bag of holding. No, we should be fine.
Very well. If you'll follow me, I'll lead us back to the reactor area. The place is a bit of a maze if you don't know where you're going, so please stay close.
But
It's
of
a bit dark
course.
down there, as you previously saw.
Jason, I wanna make sure I can scope out as closely as possible the direction of the toxipacitor from the reactor and just try to keep that in mind.
I will say, similar to your previous times, since you guys chose to do what you can to do a little surveillance actually within the Scuzzworks earlier this day, that you know that the toxipacitor section, you know this much. There was a divergence through the pumping stations, which was a few smaller rooms that seemed to fork into 2 different directions. You guys taking the right side. You headed through the toxipacitor section and into the reactor section.
Okay. So it would be relatively easy for me to find then.
Yes, you know that if you were to just retrace your steps, essentially heading south on the map that you guys were previously on, you would eventually, although you're not sure at what point that it passes over, you would enter back into the toxipacitor area. Zilgar begins heading down. You see him pull his black gloves taut, leading you down into the Scuzzworks proper. He...
Jason, can I roll a perception to see if there's any other security other than us?
Sure. It's at disadvantage because this is dim light, similar to last time, unless you have any special sight.
Oh, I'll open my third eye then.
The eye on the back of Sun Kong's head,
Forehead.
oh, your forehead,
Yeah.
opens and glimmers with a, not a super bright light, but glimmers with a bit of a radiance, a subtle radiance, and your senses begin to expand, and you're able to pick up the surrounding area around here a bit better as you follow in almost single file through the various hallways following Zilgar. Please, give me that perception check.
16.
You see, similar before, a number of stonework hallways illuminated by the greenish hues of different vats and chemicals, sometimes in small vases or flasks, sometimes in large bubbling pools with what look like clockwork mechanics below, shifting and turning and mixing together. You see various workers as you pass through the dimly lit hallways. Similar to last time, some drow, somewhat look like humanoid, and a good handful of kinku. As for security beyond the workers themselves, you notice the tollers that you've seen before, the sort of gauntly shuffling, copper armor adorned security guards that also litter the surface, that seem to only have the staff with the bell at the top that they carry with them that you can see. Occasionally with your 16 you notice what looks to be very similarly dressed characters, bald heads, pale, desaturated skin, similar copper armor, though lessly equipped than the others, giving them more of a leather worn look, as if to allow them to move a bit more agilely if they needed to. They also seem to have some type of strange equipment around their forearms. There are less of these than the tollers. Finally, with that perception check, you notice the metal, large, capsule-like tubes that you remember house at least some form of the Knights of Acid within. Other than this, at least with that check, you don't notice any other security. Although you do see that every few rooms or so, there's another one of these pieces of security that surround the place. It seems relatively guarded.
Okay. Does it seem more than like what we would have saw during the day, or less, or the same?
It seems to be a bit picked up than before.
Okay. Figured as much.
It's difficult to tell because of the winding labyrinth-like hallways, but it seems as though security's been beefed up a little bit. You tend to see them passing by. As you guys are moving through the hallways, there is a kinku clasping onto the back of a toller. The toller holding a chain in hand that connects to the arms of the kinku. You hear it say, "Burns, please heal." And the toller continues to pull taut the chain to continue having the kinku follow. Zilgar stops you as it passes by. It gives Zilgar and the rest of you a quick look, a worry and pain in its eyes as it is pulled through the hallways.
Is it being pulled past us?
It's being pulled past you guys.
Can I slide a hand a ration into his pocket? The kinku's pocket?
Sure.
Oh no. I'm gonna use my inspiration. So I don't want to get caught.
I
fucked up, didn't I? I should have said that
I
before.
do it ahead of time.
yes, yeah.
My bad.
That's okay.
So that's a 10.
Okay. You shift
Usually
a
good at this.
hand-sized ration into the slink of the pocket of the very tattered-looking hood and cloak of the kinku. The kinku does not seem to notice being pulled and looking forward by the toller not looking back. You do turn though and see Zilgar look up at you. He looks to the rest of you and says, "Yeah, don't get any of the chemicals on you. As you guys may know, the products the Scuzziotelli family produces here is meant to serve as a pretty bad affliction should it come into physical contact with you."
Good to note.
All the more reason to try and maintain a tight hold on any flammable objects around here.
I assume that the metal suits help prevent them from being affected down here, even though they're inside of such chemicals to begin.
It helps, yes. It also helps facilitate the wiring and tubes that run through the suit.
Interesting.
Is it chemicals from the... What are we talking about here? The toxipacitor? The reactor?
A special family blend. Run through the bloodstream itself of the tollers as they are raised from a small age to prepare them for handling the environment down here in the factories.
Ah,
How long have the Drow and anybody, how long have people been on this planet doing that?
Families reach back generations. I've been here for a few decades myself. It spans back as long as I can remember. Probably before all that. Though I would imagine that keeping a history here on Scourge is difficult, seeing that every day one has to look over their shoulder.
Were you born here, or did you get brought here?
Make a persuasion check, Ringcats.
Alright. Oh,
Wow.
Your
we'll save that one for later.
your donation to Roll20 must have gone through, okay. He looks to you and says, "Brought here a long time ago."
I'd like to at least kind of extend a subtle handshake and say, yeah, I'm not naturally from here either, I guess you could say. Or wherever else I come from. Slavery sucks, but at least we both have work, you know?
Take your good boy card.
you can buy some tendies with that.
Oh, buddy.
He looks to you and says, "It's been a long time. I'm not even sure what the outside is like. How do you fare out there? What's it like to go beyond this world?"
It's, no. I kind of look at the rest of us and shrug and say, I mean, I can't say every day is grand and glorious, you know? I mean, but...
Oh, but it is! Every day is grand and glorious!
It's certainly easier to breathe.
It is. I mean, not to, loyalties and the such, but if you ever should need work or something, maybe I could at least point you in direction. If anything were to, you know, happen or you were allocated elsewhere, just give a holler sometime.
Make a insight check, Ringcats.
Oh. Thank God.
Ooh,
16.
good insight.
You notice as Zilgar's leading you through the halls that he looks off listlessly and says, "No matter what work you find here,
you're still a slave to someone else.
I guess we all are to an extent, but definitely here.
He is quiet for a few minutes, continuing to lead you guys through the area of now what you believe to be the Toxipaster area, Aesop. You
Keeping an eye out for stuff.
diverged at a fork and have headed to the right side. As you are continuing...
Can I make a check to, like, remember, like, commit this floor plan to memory or something?
Yeah, make like a history check to try to remember it all. Or investigation to kind of remember your steps.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use this before.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, that's a 15.
Wow.
Hey, with the inspiration, although that was the first roll, still not bad. What check were you using?
Let's do history for that.
Okay, so you're just trying to commit every twist and turn to memory.
Yeah.
At the very least, you're trying to keep in mind and pinpoint the area where these two paths converge and you guys head to what you believe to be the right wing of the facility. You guys are heading through the Toxipaster area. Zilgar has been quiet for a few moments and turns and says,
So you all believe that this attack is going to take place sometime tonight, then?
Could be tonight. Could be the next night. But we're pretty sure that it's coming soon.
It's better be prepared a little earlier than too late, especially with, what this place houses.
And just to be clear, this hallway to the reactor is the only way in or out, right?
You'd have to retrace your steps to head back out.
Well, that should be easy enough to protect, I think, then.
he nods.
If there was going to be a chance for an attack to happen, this may be the night for it to take place.
Why do you say that?
He looks back at you, Sun Kong, and then continues walking quietly.
Well, alrighty then. We're on the same side here.
I hope so,
He says quietly.
Well, we'll get the job done. No worries there.
Are you going to say something, Colossae?
No.
He continues heading through. You guys find yourselves moving past the Toxipaster area and entering into what you believe to be the reactor. Now the space opens up and you see the large tubing and bronzish steel device in front of you, lit with a green tint from the hues of the subtle color around. Similarly to how you were first brought here to take a look around, you find yourselves again standing in front of the reactor.
Now, if we need to do any patrols around the perimeter, it shouldn't be a problem, right?
I've been given strict orders to allow you only to stand by in the reactor section so that I can maintain a certain vigilance over you.
Oh.
It could be problematic, though. What if there is an attack tonight and they divert their forces elsewhere?
When the attack happens, I suppose that could change plans, but for now I've been told to keep you close by.
Alright, well, I'm not about to ask for your manager, but let it be on the record that I'm not happy about this.
I'm looking for the one that doesn't aggro them. Well, I guess they all aggro them. Never mind.
Well, are you talking about a spell, Glace?
Yeah, I want.
I mean, charmed person, they don't know they're charmed for an hour.
Yeah, you're right.
Hours is a long time.
If it takes 2 hours for them to get here.
I was gonna say, did we know what approximate time when the murder was gonna get here?
Well, it's whenever we fucking set off the reactor.
True. Yes. Okay.
For all you know, they are waiting for the signal at this very moment.
Salivating. That's out of character. I don't say that.
Have we already made it to the reactor?
You
Yeah.
guys see the large reactor. If
Okay.
you'll scroll over to the right side, this is a bit of a larger map. You will see the large reactor. You can hear the hiss of steam and shifting of either liquids or some type of gaseous form shooting through the piping here. You see the drow and occasional kinku shifting by, pulling cranks, turning levers. The large open exhaust venting above the reactor, as well as other spots that you've noticed in the facility, angled upwards so that whatever, more than likely, toxic clouds that are created by the various chemicals brewed here are naturally captured and pulled upward into the exhaust ventings. It's got a reasonable size so that there's no overflow and it begins lowering into the facility itself. It all culminates up into these exhaust vents that are like chimneys that kind of lead into darkness as the toxic clouds eventually coalesce into them.
Okay.
Wreck is
We-
not.
Again, we do not have wreck.
Yeah, Wreck is not out. It is just there
Yep,
for me
yep,
to see
I-
you guys because of the lighting.
Sorry.
We definitely do want to get around, so I think I do want to charm this guy.
I mean, I can make a scene to draw attention if we need. That's not a problem.
But we don't want them to
little
be-
less subtle though.
And I don't think I've ever used dominate person.
Ooh,
Tangles.
dominate person.
Okay, well they have to succeed on a wisdom saving
Oh,
throw.
hell, is this happening? Hell yes.
Okay,
Oh, wait. Hold, belay that real quick. It's 1 minute. It lasts 1 minute.
yeah,
Ooh,
I'm
that's not
reading
an
it.
hour.
This is concentration 1 minute.
Whew.
So I guess
Good
the good
catch.
old fashioned charm person, which is 1 hour. Sorry, I'm reading. So I'll attempt to charm person him.
How do you do that? You watch as he takes a second to head up the ramp on the left side up the stairs. He pulls his gloves again taut and shifts his large black coat collar and steps in place like a 5-foot kind of elevated section that you guys can see here, kind of watching over you and just kind of taking a prevailing view of the area. What do you do?
I'll walk off. I'll walk up to him and I'll dust off his coat. Oh yes, you can leave everything up to us. And I want to, as I cast the spell. Let me look at it again. I'm sorry, it's voice. Okay. And hopefully things don't go awry, but if we need to go into places that we just need to go into, I'm sure you'll understand, as we're all on the same side here.
This is with verbal components.
Yes.
I would ask if you don't want him to catch on that you are casting a spell to make a stealth check.
Okay. 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 So my stealth is gonna be 21.
Oh,
I rolled a
Jeez.
16.
Glosse, you address him as professionally as possible, but also try to make a good point in general about you guys surveying the area outside of the reactor. But also, as you do this, you subtly twist the verbal components of your charmed person through your wording, a bit under your lips and through your speech as you say this to him.
Professional but flirty, am I right?
He looks to each of you and says, I suppose I could allow you to take a look at the accompanying toxipacitor area as well, but you still will be under surveillance, just know that.
oh yes, of course, of course. Glosse, do you want to come do that with me?
Yes. So shall we?
I think we shall. Come along, Chunk.
Make you two and whoever else wants to do this, since everyone essentially sees this, make a perception check. Those who do not have special sight for dim light have to do so at disadvantage.
Perception and Glossade just sucks in general. Well,
12.
7.
Oh, nope.
Oh, chemo.
9.
Chemo,
Oh,
buddy.
chemo.
It's a perception check, Jason. They don't get bad boy cards for perception checks.
We flushed him out.
You get bad boy cards for perception checks.
Kibo's not afraid of the dark. Let's go. Give me that purple card.
Also, double check. I did light a glow stick. I don't care what color. I just lit one just to be safe.
Blue.
A blue glow stick.
Kibo does want to join the away mission there.
Well, you gotta go find the forge, right?
Well, that's what I'm trying to, find a way to get out of surveillance real quick.
Did anybody get over a 15 on their perception check?
Looks like Rinkaz did.
I got a 15 even.
Rinkaz, do
Oh,
you...
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. 15.
How long does your... How far out does your glow stick illuminate?
It was a. I think we agree it was just a torch, like a torch's length, like the 30-foot circle. But I rolled at disadvantage, so I got a 15 total.
Oh, that was with disadvantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 8 and a 13 plus.
Well, good. As you are watching, and anybody else who got above a 15, although it looks like kind of low rolls, Rinkaz, through the large piping that make up the reactor here, as you're just watching Glosse attempt this charm, it seems as though it worked. Zilgar doesn't seem to be any more chipper or anything, but he has agreed to allow you guys to also survey the accompanying room south of you. You do notice, looking through the pipework here, that up to the north there are two figures similar to the tollers, but as I mentioned, a bit less armor covering their bodies, and they seem to have a bit more, at least youthful, as far as you could with what seemed to be a toller looking up here, are eyeing the conversation happening with Zilgar and Glosse. They don't move or anything suspiciously, they stand at attention, but they are closely watching.
I'd like to go up and maybe strike up a conversation with them. Distract them a little. I'm assuming that I'm not going with the away team.
Yeah, you're holding down the fort with Nvidi and
Alright.
Sunkong.
Yeah, I'd
Yep.
like to start heading over that way towards them.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, you guys obviously have free movement here, but so that you guys aren't just throwing your tokens wherever, let's try to treat this as a mixture of obviously the map here, but also imagination time. So if you want to move your character token somewhere, you can do that. Just let me know as you do it. Like, hey, I'm taking, Aesop is going down to the Toxipacitor with the rest of the group. Just let me know as you do it so that I can explain what you see and stuff as you go along. So
Yeah, what you said. That's what I'm doing.
as Rinkaz, you begin heading up north to try to attempt to throw these characters off from what's happening between Glosse and Zilgar, you heading up there. The away team, you guys are heading south?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, towards the
to the-
Toxipacitor, I guess.
He's gonna lead us, right?
Who? What's that?
We're going to the toxipacitor, wherever he leads us to the toxipacitor. If that's south, then yes, we're going south.
Zilgar stands at attention staying at the reactor.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, didn't he just say he was gonna let us go to the?
Yeah, I think just try going. We'll stay
Oh.
up here
Oh, yes, should be fine.
and try to like divert, make sure at least divert some of their eyes.
So Chemo, Aesop, Glace, and Vidi, are you guys all heading down that way?
Think so.
Okay.
Junk.
I'm going with you guys, so you know
Oh,
need
wait.
me to go or you need me to stay?
Oh, I thought we were keeping Nvidia here.
Yeah, let's keep Nvidia here. He's got Jira too. He can be a lookout.
Splitting the party, I love it.
Don't.
Jason.
So, as they begin to head south, which you guys can do in a second, what does the group staying in the reactor do? Rinkaz, you're headed towards the back. Sun Kong and Vidi, are you guys doing anything in particular?
I'm gonna head to the west, so even if I'm not doing overtly, they can't look at them and me at the same time, so I'm just trying to keep some of their attention away from the guys going south.
Okay, sure. So you can move your token over that way as you kind of head to the west area. You do notice a toller here, as well as a large metal casing structure. Toller keeps his eyes pretty clearly, at least from what you can tell through the noxious fumes shifting through the glass mask, keeping his eyes clearly on you. You shift around, I'm assuming just making it look like you're patrolling the facility?
Yep.
Alright. And Vidi, are you doing anything in particular as you see Sun Kong head to the west and Rinkaz head towards the back?
Just stay central to this area with Jira. Keep an eye out.
Alright. Rinkaz, you head towards the back to the more slightly muscled looking, at least from what you can tell. Tollers, they have the same look as a toller, but there is differences. They don't wear any mask other than just a breathing apparatus. No helmet or anything like that. They stand at attention, arms wrapped across their chest, just sort of at their waist. They look down at you.
I'm gonna stand and give him a kind of a salute, you know, the fist over the heart kind of salute.
This one close to you, and you can now tell the one to the left, eyes you, but they make no motion similar to your own. They simply stand at attention.
I can understand if you're not allowed to, but are you allowed to speak freely down?
If I so choose.
Ooh.
Wasn't sure of your protocol or rank. What, haven't seen a unit like yourself around here. What, specialization?
Make a persuasion check.
These people like me. I'm friends.
Wow. What?
So you re-upped with roll 20.
I'm the drow whisperer.
So how does Roll20's cock taste?
Like
my-
two
like,
giant
like
D20s.
2 crits? Yeah.
Rainbow Sherbert.
For fuck's sake, man.
But wait, we're gonna have a ship full of these guys. I love them to death. I'm bringing them home.
The figure studies you for a moment before saying,
Younger breed of the Tollers. We are the Toxers. The elite infantry.
I knew it. I
Facility.
knew it.
Just enough to help prevent you from being encumbered. A little bit of extra protection, so you're a little bit more deft and fast.
Keen eye.
Kind of similar myself. I extend a hand to shake his or whatever greeting I guess they would see.
He makes no movements and just stares at your open hand.
Well, I pull it back and say, well, it's good to know that in good hands down here. In case anything happens, that attack comes through. It's good to know that there's someone else at my back down here to help protect this facility.
We are always watching.
As you should be.
Now I'm nervous. Now I want to think Nvidi should come with us. Nvidi, do you want to come with us? Or no? All right.
I mean, I
As
think
as Rinkaz has this conversation, I will say that you guys have made a good way south if you'd like to move your
Okay.
tokens that way.
We're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know how dim it's supposed to be for my sight, but it's pretty damn dim.
Let me take a look. Okay, you're super in the dark. Hang on just a second. This should fix you up. Let me know if it does.
Oh, yes, I can see.
Okay. Now you guys can move one step at a time if you want so that you can get a good look as you are passing through the facility here.
That's what Chemo's gonna.
You guys do notice, similar to how you came in here, that there are a number of winding hallways and stuff like that.
Are there any markings on the wall? Like graffiti?
No graffiti. You see the occasional embedded glass, rounded glass structure that houses greenish fluids that shift and bubble. The
Good.
occasional discolored, it's not all green, but a large majority of it is at a greenish or sometimes darker to almost blackish. You see a lot of piping. As you are beginning to head south, you see more and more exposed piping around the area. But you don't see any markings of particular note.
I guess we will continue moving until we reach Toxipaster area? Are we already in it, Jason?
Chemo, with your history check, you believe that you are a little north of the Toxipaster area. You can certainly roam around here if you'd like, but you believe that a better portion of the actual Toxipaster section is a little further south.
All right, let's keep moving.
We gotta keep going.
Yes.
I'm sweating up a storm here, man.
Well, just stay calm, Chunk. Stay calm. Remember, this is your time to shine, and you're going to do great.
You guys do this all the time? This is fucking crazy.
Chunk, we haven't even done anything yet.
I don't want to do anything. I take it back.
Listen to me, you little shit. You're going to do this.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
It's got dark.
Well, okay, so what do we see around here, Jason?
Chemo, at this point you feel like you are more in the range of the Toxipaster area. As you peer around Aesop, taking a look over to the western side, you see what looks like some type of work area. You see exposed machinery and some piping over to the left side. You can hear what sounds like the occasional humanoid sounding voice coming from the west. Over to the east, you see a small hallway at the southern end over here. You're unsure of where it leads. And then leading down south, you see a toller, and it looks as though the area sort of forks out into a left and right path down below.
All right, everyone, remember, if we need to get past that guy, just walk confidently. Look like you belong.
Oh, yes. Do
Give
you want
me
to try?
chuckles.
Let's try a couple of these doors here. And Aesop will peer around the corner.
The hallway leads down into what looks like two separate openings at the far end. You can just see in the corner of the area that you can see in the furthest room what looks to be a number of flasks, similar to what you have worked on in the past. What looks like some type of alchemy set on a table.
Oh, can I inspect it?
Yeah, you would probably need to be a little bit closer than that.
Okay, well,
Quietly.
You notice as you pass the room before that a number of what looks like natural reagents,
oops.
leaves and different what look like herbs and floral material that are probably crushed up or blended somehow into the chemical properties of the stuff here.
Nature check on those?
Sure.
It's an 11. Maybe I've seen them before, maybe I haven't.
You get the distinct feeling, although you can't necessarily put a name to any of these, that you probably should not touch them with your open hands.
Poison. Don't touch. I'm gonna look in this room here with the alchemy set and the other kinku.
You notice what looks to be a area that is similar to a workspace that you're used to in the past, an alchemy room. You see a kinku fiddling with a few what look to be flasks in what looks to be a back room. There's a number of flasks and tubing on the table. You see fluids and chemicals shifting through the tubing, bubbling with smoke that pours out of the top of one. It all sounds very familiar here. You see a number of crates, probably holding other different supplies that are close by. What looks like maybe a storage area with more crating at the far eastern end.
I take out some paper and a quill and make it look like I'm taking notes, but I'm just scribbling nonsense.
Okay, the kinku pops up holding a flask in hand and stares at you guys. Guards?
Yes.
It seems a bit peckish, but continues
bird.
keeping an eye on you guys. It still continues to grab another flask or two out of the crate here. You can see its hands held in two chains.
Oh.
I just say, as you were in Orin to it.
Yes, it says.
Anything else? Ooh, what is over here? Jason, what's over here?
We're at.
Over through this door.
You feel like it's probably a supply room. There are crates in here, although you would probably have to make some type of check to try and open them. They do look closed, perhaps some type of wedging device to clear the wood tops.
What? Am I getting the impression that they're just brewing poison in here?
Make a investigation check.
Okay. Well, that's 6.
Probably poisons. Probably.
Well, I wanted to ask this little baby what he's making. What are you working on?
Make a persuasion check, Lasse.
That's a natural 20.
Oh my
What?
god!
Yes.
Take your good girl card.
Yay! Okay. Okay.
The kinku turns and points over towards the alchemy set. You now see that the hands are covered with relatively dingy looking and ratty, but still mostly free of any holes or anything, gloves on its fingers. Malice?
Malice.
Poison.
Is that a poison? Oh, poison. What is it? Can you tell me what it does?
The bird thinks for a moment and covers his eyes.
Blind
Hurts. Can't
See?
Wait, birds can't see?
Malice.
Malice. Aesop, help me.
It's saying that it's a poison that blinds.
Oh.
Yes.
I believe.
Oh. Well.
You see it pull up a forearm and cover its mouth.
Pardon, worker. Is this malice? Does it also include, and I say the name of the thing that we're looking for that I forget the name of, Jason, stained something sheets.
Stained smaragdus sheets.
Is stained smaragdus sheets an ingredient in this?
The Kinku turns its head for a moment as you say this and says,
No.
I don't think he has any reason to lie, but I'm gonna make an insight check just to be sure.
Sure.
That's an 11. Actually, it's a 13, but
It seems to be telling the truth from what you gather from that check. As it says this, it studies you for a moment. Good voice.
Oh fuck. Aesop would just go, thank you, and then write down something on his pad of paper. Come along then. It's time for the next inspection.
Oh, I think, what if they're caught in all the chaos? Maybe we should at least unchain them.
You notice the Kinku kind of looks down hearing this, almost sensing that it's taking up your guys' time, and kind of quickly moves back over to the table and drops the 2 flasks and pulls the gloves tight and riles through a couple papers of notes on a table.
Thank you. Be careful with that nasty stuff.
It looks over at you and then worriedly quickly looks back and continues working.
Oh, you see, like Aesop just grasp his chest. We can't jeopardize what we're doing, Lasse.
But what if we tell him to be sneaky about it? Maybe the poison got on it or something.
A blinding poison's not going to unlock some shackles.
But...
Listen, we're going to make this right. But we can't just let him go. He's going to run amok. We don't know if he's going to go get a guard or something.
No, I don't think he would. I think he would do his best to... what if we just try it? Just give him a chance, you know? Just a chance, and...
Okay, all right.
Yes.
No, you're right. You're okay. All right. Be careful.
Okay, I want to come back to this little baby Kinku.
He almost jumps seeing you return, having dipped his beak back into his work with a certain focus.
Yes. Can I see your... I like hold out my hands like I have chains on them. Your chains, please.
The Kinku cocks his head and slowly, with a bit of a suspicious look, holds out his arms. You see the shackles around his wrists linked together by a chain.
Do you have family around here?
Ooh. Aesop visibly vocalizes that.
Father
Works
here.
And you know where he's working?
No.
Aesop, are you okay?
He begins to pull his arms back as if he has shown you his shackles and now he's done.
Are you... I wanna like grab his hands like gently as he's pulling them back to like not pull them back.
He pulls back a bit, pulling free of your grasp. A little unaware, he takes a step back.
Guards?
Help? help, secret help.
Kinko cocks his head. What?
Can you keep secrets?
Secret.
Yes, secrets.
What?
Secret.
Oh. It's like not saying. It's like not telling somebody something. Like
Yes. What? Secret.
Oh. Would you like me to unshackle your chains?
You notice a puffing of his hood, and Aesop, you can tell his feathers are puffing up.
No.
He pulls
No?
back.
No. Shush.
They're raised from a very young age to accept this Glace. I want to free him too, but
Listen, do you have a name?
Fing.
Fing?
Fing.
Fing?
Fing.
Okay. But some nasty stuff is about to happen. And...
You see a worried look come across his face.
oh no!
Hide when it does. No. Not here. Not in here. Oh no. Aesop, I want to help him. I want to.
Scared.
Oh, all right. Listen to me, all right? We're about to relieve you of your duties for this evening. All right? Now, there's going to be some loud noises and some commotion. And if you can't get back to your holding pin before that happens, we want you to hide, all right? Very dangerous industrial accident may happen if you don't.
Make a persuasion check, Aesop.
Can I aid him? Wait, that's
Are you
persuasion.
trained? He's technically telling the truth, so this wouldn't be deception.
That's a 14.
He looks at you guys worried.
Guards.
Protect.
That's right. They will, but they'll have their hands full, and they won't be able to look after you.
Fing.
Hide.
Good. Now, Glace, relieve him of this shift, will you?
Yes. You put your work down, or maybe bring it with you. Yes, bring some with you. And you may wait. There's guards everywhere, though, Aesop.
That's right. I'm saying that he should stay here until the commotion.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't get back to wherever it is they're keeping him to sleep, then he can just hide.
You keep this malice close, and don't be afraid to use it if you feel like you're in danger. Okay.
Go.
To rest room.
Only once the commotion starts.
Okay.
Oh, Glace, do the thing.
I want to try to unchain him.
How do you do that? You can see he's shivering a bit now from hearing all this.
Oh, poor little baby. Can I do... well, is there like a...
Do you have thieves' tools?
I don't. I want to grab... Oh, wait, hold on. I want to grab...
Chemo! Where is Chemo? Okay.
Kick at his nose outside of...
Glace needs you to do something.
I wink at Chemo. No, just kidding. Just, I need you to...
Just go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chunk, we're in a spot of trouble now. We're really fucking up.
What the fuck is going on in there?
Glace got a little bit of a
Oh, we can recruit people later. Let's get this shit done and get the fuck out of here.
See, that's the exact attitude that's gonna get you through this, Chunk.
Okay, Akimo, can you unlock these, please?
Kima, you notice the bird isn't really holding them out to you. He almost seems a bit defensive after hearing all this.
Does he shrink away when I come?
Yeah, if you attempt to kind of get closer to him, he's gonna pull back.
I'll be kind of like a feint like I was, just to see. He doesn't, he kind of seems okay where he is.
Alright, hold out your arms.
Chemo holds out his arms.
I look at the... I like push Chemo's arms down and then look at Fing and tell him to hold out his arms.
Why?
Because I want to unchain you.
He nervously shakes his head.
No.
Then you're confident that you can get out of here with chains on? If...
No chains. Guards hurt.
Gotcha. Well then, you keep the malice close, and, I'm sure you know how to work around with chains on. Alright, good work, buddy. Sorry. Okay, Chemo, never mind.
Glossy, that was very sweet, but there are hundreds of Kinku in here. We can't just individually try to help each one. We have to do something bigger, more important.
I mean, maybe he can tell his friends or something.
I think that's the last thing we want. Sorry, what were you saying, Kyle?
Is there a way that I can, like, unlock them, but they still seem fixed? Could I, like, wrap, like, a little twine around the lock mechanism so it stays closed, but he can open it on his own?
It seems like that could be a possibility, although you'd have to convince him to do that. From you and Glacé having that conversation with him, he seems pretty adamant that he does not want them removed.
Alright, I'll see the wisdom of the crowd then. Onward.
Alright, we've already lost a few minutes now. We have to find Toxipaster, maybe over to the west here.
With that, we will head back up north. Nvidi, Sung Kong, Rinkaz, are you guys doing anything? A couple minutes has passed, and everything still seems pretty hunky-dory so far.
I was done talking to him. I'm just gonna slowly start to head back towards the front.
Okay. Nvidi, you doing anything special?
Still trying to keep an eye out. Maybe twirling some light around in my fingers, like pen.
Okay.
Staying busy.
How long does Charm Person work, Glacé?
An hour.
Zilgar looks up Rinkaz to the individuals up north and throws 2 fingers at his eyes and back on you guys and begins to slowly head south.
Oh boy.
Hey, guys, we don't know this is happening, so we will continue behaving as normal.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Stop it, Kaz. I mean, NVD,
scratch my ear and accidentally, maybe happenstance, touch my communicator and say, "Oh, Zilgar, make sure everything's okay. Make sure they're safe down there, okay?"
This is a golf clap for you.
If I can smooth.
Sun Kong, are you doing anything over on the west side?
I was gonna go see what the Kinku was doing.
You see a Kinku sort of hurriedly pulling a few levers. There's 3 levers here with what looks to be like a handle that can pull back, and he pulls them down. You see a bar on this large metal tube and can hear the shifting sounds of what sounds like liquid inside, swashing back and forth. You watch as a greenish bar shifts back and forth. It's difficult to tell what's going on here. He seems to be working some type of mixing mechanism. The toller has turned now and is keeping a solid set of eyes on you. The Kinku peers over, seeing you, and sort of lowers his head a bit and continues pulling the levers back and forth.
So what do you work on here?
He lowers his head and doesn't answer.
Alright, I'm just gonna... Sun Kong's not... I mean, I don't know.
You watch for just a second as the Kinku cocks his head quickly, just for a second peering back at the toller, and then cocks his head back at you, and then back at the levers.
It's okay. I'm here to protect you. I'm not trying to interrupt you though.
Busy. You hear the Kinku say under its breath.
Okay. I'll leave you alone.
Alright. Zilgar continues heading south. Meanwhile,
All right. We need to hurry up. Chunk, is there anything in this room that looks like it might be related to the reactor?
let's see here. You step in and see a number of pipes and mechanisms. Chunk looks around. You also see what looks like a Neogi, although relatively battered, and also in chains.
Battered and in chains? What the fuck? Does it notice us?
It looks to you guys, and you can see a grimace on his face and a sneer with sharp teeth under the lips, but turns back and continues to pull a lever across a large mechanism here. Steam shoots up from the top of it and gathers in the exhaust opening in the ceiling. Chunk looks around and whispers to you, "There's a lot of piping in here. I don't know what runs to the reactor and what doesn't, but I mean, maybe some of it does."
Great, you're a fantastic help. Glace, can you speak Neogi?
Neo, no, I can't.
Do we identify what languages they speak, Jason?
You
They were kind of like snarling and saying some stuff at us. Do we recognize the language?
You could make a history check because you have heard it before.
That's a 13.
With that check, you're unsure.
Oh.
I've heard him talk a few times, even calmly with the bear. I think I'll give it a go.
You could also make a check yourself, yes.
I've never heard him talk before in my life.
Well, what languages do you know, Chemo?
This one?
Just common? Nothing else?
I know Elvish as well.
I don't think that works.
If it helps, maybe if we just heat up the reactor, it'll blow. I mean, I could do that.
Just throw the Neogi in it.
Oh, he's chained, but he's not, like, chained to anything?
No, you just notice that there is a number of chains that run across his arms and spindly legs. It seems to constrict his movement a little bit. You hear him clattering up the stairs and shifting over to another piece of machinery.
Right, I'm walking around with my little clipboard like I'm taking notes again. And I want to get a closer look at this thing he was messing around with.
Give me an investigation check.
Guys, y'all, I cannot investigate worth shit. That's a 5.
It looks like some type of device that when you watch the lever pull, there was a clattering noise within and steam pilferated out of the ridges at the top. Other than that, you're not sure what exactly it does.
What do you think, Chunk? Can you jam that?
I don't really know what it does. I guess you could just keep pulling the lever back and forth. Maybe you'd get overheated. I don't know.
Chunk is just as useful as I had hoped he would be this session. Okay, Glace, what were you doing?
I was peeking around.
Make a perception check, Glace.
Oh, Glace. I don't know why I even make perception checks. That's a 3.
You peer in and didn't even notice at first, but hear the subtle snoring noises of a female humanoid and a very tattered looking bed in this area.
Does she look like she's in chains?
You can definitely see pulled out from underneath a very tattered cloth that serves as whatever could be considered a bed sheet that she is in chains.
Oh. Okay. Guys, there's a sleeping human. Is it a human?
She looks human, yeah.
Human in here. Worth, I don't know if maybe we want to wake her up or anything.
Is this another one of your slaves? We've got to keep moving. We can't stop for every slave.
I pull the lever.
Nice.
Are you trying to do it with some amount of stealth or no?
I mean, I kind of like, yeah, I kind of want to like lean on it, like in a slapstick bit, you know, like put my weight on it until it starts to move.
Make like a I don't know, a sleight of hand check, even though it's...
Hey, I'm all right at those. I'm not great at those, but I'm all right at them. That's a 17.
Oh, okay. You lean against the lever and trying to like rest an elbow on a wall, you feel the lever shift over to the other side. You feel the steel of this cylinder heat up. You're not touching it, but you can feel the heat as it sort of gathers and brushes against your skin. And you see as steam siphons and shoots out from the top. The Neogi turns for just a second before quickly turning back and punching a few more what look to be sort of different buttons and switches on another device at the far end.
Is there anything that appears to be happening? Like, are there any like dials or anything going up?
There is with that check, you also do notice a dial with a small red arrow that shifts up for a bit and seems to be slowly descending back down. It went up like 20% of the full sort of white bar on the device.
And now it's going back down, though?
It's slowly going back down.
So it's kind of like, do I get the impression it's like something I would have to crank to get up into the red?
It sounds as though, as bad as Chunk is at explaining some of this to you, that he may be onto the right idea, that shifting it back and forth over and over in succession may screw it up in some way.
All right. We have to be quick about this. Can one of you distract the Neogi?
This is on our way back. After we find... Are we ready to start this, or are we going to explore a little bit more? Or?
I mean, we're in the toxipacitor, right? Like, this is the area that the toxipacitor was, right?
Kimo, you know this is the toxipacitor area, but you also know that there could be other pieces of equipment. Maybe they're larger, maybe they're more important, you're unsure.
I suppose you're right, Kimo. Lead the way. Let's see if we can get past that tola down there.
I've actually got an idea.
Kimo, as you are entering this area, you guys see Zilgar.
Oh,
Hey,
there it is.
Zilgar.
The tollers won't let you through any further south of here without my permission.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you showed up.
We were getting kind of lost.
Your friends are keeping an eye on the reactor room.
Fantastic.
They're great workers.
Let's continue.
Of course.
Have you noticed anything suspicious? He says.
Not yet, but it's a little too early to say.
He looks across each of you.
Then perhaps if we keep looking, we'll find something.
I think that's a great idea, Zilgar. Don't you agree, Glace?
Oh, yes. Can I do an insight on him? Like,
Sure.
Does he seem like he's onto us, or does he seem like like he is really wanting to find something?
Let's see with that check.
20.
An 8.
Oh.
You are unsure.
Okay.
He's already called your mom.
You also get the sense that he's still under your charm, so
Okay.
even if he was, perhaps it wouldn't affect him all that much. You don't know.
Well, you lead the way, big guy.
Very well.
He says, and begins leading.
See, Chunk, everything's fine.
He looks to the toller and turns to you all.
This is the main area of the toxipacitor. You'll find many units here. Potential equipment that is worth safeguarding, he says.
But of course. Anything in particular that's behind this toller that looks like really important?
Nothing with switches or anything.
Ah, okay.
Well, let's look around for anything.
I'll
Maybe on-
continue heading forward and let the tollers know for you to take a look around.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
You see him disappear behind the corner.
I don't like the way you said that. I don't.
What did disappear behind the corner?
Kibo's gonna get this far before turning around to you and say it. A lot of them starting to smell bad.
Oh, what? You're breaking up.
I said a lot of this is starting to smell pretty bad.
This whole planet smells bad, and I'm not just speaking metaphorically.
Like, so, pretty sure they're looking to ambush.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. It seems if they were trying to kill us, they would have just tried to do it already.
Can maybe do you maybe want to sneak a peek?
I'm
Not a bad
assuming you
idea.
guys are saying this in hushed voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stealth around the corner to see if I can see anybody that's trying to see us before we see them.
That's a
Sure.
good idea.
Give me a stealth check as you peer around the corner.
Yeah, +8. Ah, yes.
This is stressful.
Oh. Ah,
What
it's another corner.
Oh.
You can make out what looks to be at the far southern end, probably some type of Kinku worker. You don't notice any security beyond that. There are a couple. There's the narrow hallway to the west, and then down south, what looks to be a very larger open area.
Where did
Do
he
I
go?
still hear him walking?
Yeah, you hear the footsteps of Zilgar. He didn't take off from you guys or anything.
Yeah.
At least from
which
what you
direction?
can hear. Make a perception check.
Oh, come on. Perception 16.
Nice.
Sounds like he headed down and to the east. Probably somewhere around that way.
Hmm.
I kind of want to. Which way do you guys want to? I guess we're trying. Yeah.
Let's
How about you guys go ahead and I start trying to find this forge?
probably a good idea.
So, just to note for you guys, you do have your earrings of communication. So, you can always coordinate with the group up north if you guys need to reconnect.
Yeah.
How are everything's by the reactor?
There's
I
dead
say yes.
silence.
The earpiece.
Things are fine here.
Looks pretty good from what I can see.
Quiet.
That's good. Nothing crazy here yet.
We're all fine here. Thank
There
you.
it is. Thank you.
How are you?
I was burning. I was burning.
Yeah, most of the attention for those of you up north is now just settled onto you guys now that Zilgar has left.
That's it. That's how we're gonna die. A trash compactor.
I don't see any. Oh, what's this?
Before we get too far, do I have one of those communication rings, or is somebody gonna give me one?
You
Did
guys
we get...
have 8 in total. You gave 1 to Hush and
Yeah.
that team, but you should have an extra because there is 7.
I would be okay if we gave one to Chemo.
Yeah, for sure.
Who has it?
Let's
I would
just
think
say,
Aesop.
yeah, let's just say
Aesop has
Aesop
everything.
had him.
Yeah.
Aesop's got the bag of holding, so he would have given
Yeah.
I'll radio test and say I'm splitting off. You guys be mindful of these watchers.
They,
it.
Chemo, hand you a interesting looking earpiece made out of some type of interesting looking metal and is in the shape of a snake.
Oh.
The snake head fits around in your ear like an actual earpiece.
Remember, if you need anything, any kind of distraction, just let me know.
I kind of motion over to Glosse that I'm gonna go down this hallway.
I'll kind of linger for a little
Glosse, you standing here notice a large open area. There's a good couple of pieces of machinery around here. Although what exactly they do would be difficult to tell without an investigation check. You see a couple Kinku slaves working on some pieces of steamwork looking equipment, and at the far end a toller. You also do notice 2 large steel encased capsules up to the just above you north.
Oh.
Those are where the Knights of Acid come from, right?
You guys have surmised that, yeah.
Oh.
Aesop, as you head into the room down below, you see a large looking steel device. It is cylindrical in nature.
Is it kind of like rumbling, like it's got stuff running through it, or is it pretty stationary?
At this distance, you can tell that it is slowly shifting, and you can hear the clattering of steel. It seems to be probably mixing some chemicals or something inside. There's also a set of stairs that leads down below to a smaller area down south.
You got anything on this chunk? Any idea?
This may be where the chemicals run through to somewhere else. The control panel looked like it was a bit above where that Kinku was.
Oh, I see. Very good, very good.
If we're gonna fuck something up, though, maybe we need it to be some type of larger device.
Yes, let's keep looking. At least a little bit farther down, and I would like to stealthily try to move down the stairs into the lower area if I could.
Sure. You can make a
Oh,
stealth
well, I guess
check.
it doesn't fucking matter because there's nothing here.
You see a couple satchels down below.
Ooh, treasure? Shinies? I open the satchels.
Let me see here. Hang on just a second.
Kinku heads?
No.
Oh my god.
What's
No.
in the box? What's in the box?
Make a high or low d20 roll.
Hi. Go hi.
Yeah.
Yes.
You find just what look to be some general alchemical reagents.
Ooh.
But in one of the bottom satchels, hidden underneath a pile of leaves, making sure to separate them without physically touching them with a hand, you use your sword cane to kind of shift around. You notice what looks to be a vial of some type of liquid at the bottom in a smaller flask.
Okay. I will put that in my stuff to identify later.
All right. Otherwise, it just looks like general reagents used for other stuff. Probably not meant to be stored in this area, but you found it here in the corner.
All right, to cut to the chase, I move back up to the top and regroup with Glosse.
All right. Chemo, were you doing anything in particular?
Yeah, I guess we're kind of in a sectioned off building from what he said.
Right.
Can I
The
make,
only
like,
the only way out from what he's told you would be to retrace your steps and continue heading down south to the pumping stations. Back where the fork initially separated off.
Alright, well then I'll just keep up with it, since I'd have to sneak past, and I think that's a bad idea, right?
You are constantly covered in dim light.
Yeah, or I can't take advantage of it a whole lot, so...
I mean, from what you can see right now, the only eyes of security are a toller at the far eastern end.
This
You know
looks...
what?
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna go talk to the toller.
Ah,
And then maybe if you guys want to look around, there's something here.
I think so. Jason, this looks really important. Is this important? Is this like a control panel that this Kinku's at?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, Jason, why are you doing this to me? Oh! 18!
You get the sense watching the large, thick piping run down into the base of the stone structure that makes up the area here. You also do see that at the surface, although it's not here on the map, that the piping does run to what looks to be some type of turbine-like device in between the two Knights of Acid capsules. It looks like a large piece of machinery, and this control panel that you see the Kinku at seems to be what looks like the device that would help it function.
All right then, Chunk. It's time to work our magic.
It's one of the bigger ones we've seen so far.
I think this is as good as it's going to get.
What about that guy back there?
Glosse is like sauntering up to him, ready to strike a conversation and distract, hopefully. So
He just stands at attention, no different than normal. He's keeping his eyes locked on you. You see another Kinku behind him. What looks to be sort of wiping down a large piece of machinery made out of steel behind him.
all right, I want to walk up to him and just I want to try to get his eyesight.
Oh, he's definitely watching you.
Oh, good.
You see an
Excellent.
area that leads down south to what looks like a dead end, and an area that leads back up north, although you don't see any other inhabitants other than the toller directly in front of you in terms of security.
I'm gonna like stop and then like cross my arms. Gosh, this place is so dark. Do you guys see well in here? I can't like keep up with anything here. It's kind of got a chill to it as well. What do you think?
I feel no chill.
Oh, maybe it's
I-
just me.
While they're talking, Jason, whenever you want to swap over, I am trying to do stuff concurrently to this.
So you're just trying to distract him through conversation, Glosse?
Oh yeah.
Give me some type of check to do that.
Performance.
Do you want to see this really, really cool trick that I know? It's, well, it's like a catwalk, but it takes skill to do it. Wait, let me come. I'll show you. You just wait there. I'm gonna walk down here. Just watch how I walk. Okay, it's skill. Performance check. Can that?
Sure.
Okay. That's gonna be a 24.
Woo!
Hell yeah!
I thought I rolled low.
But you're a
Very
bard.
nice.
That's your roll low.
Sissy, that walk.
You do notice, although it's hard to gauge the level of interest he has, he is turning his attention towards you as you begin to strut and do a catwalk north. He seems to be watching to make sure that you don't stray too close to any equipment. But his attention is turned, and you take notice of this, Aesop. There is the device in front of you, however, there is a Kinku operating it. He quickly turns his head in a bird-like manner and pulls back, continuing to flip a couple switches at the front here.
Pardon. Seems someone has been rooting around in the storage room, just around the corner there, and I point to where I just was and stole stuff. Zilgar needs you to go take a look, take inventory. And I hand him a piece of paper and a quill.
Make a deception check.
You goddamn right I'm gonna make a deception check. You know what else I'm gonna make? Oh, but do I want to use the inspiration now, or do I want to fucking wait for later?
Yeah, that.
You get that gut feeling that you need to use it now.
I like
I
how
think
Chemo has
Trust
basically
you.
set himself up to be able to get the fuck out of here.
I,
Got two options, yeah.
okay, so I just rolled an 18 and a 17, so I think I'm gonna use it now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Law of averages.
It's
Yeah,
your turn
okay.
for 20.
A 2 and
Okay.
a 3 are coming.
All right, I'm gonna roll them separately just to see if I wasted it or not.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty
Oh.
good. Oh, but that's even
Hey.
better. It's gonna be an 18 total.
The Kinku looks confused but takes the paper and quill and looks to you as he begins to head away and says, "Tell, guard," and plops down and
Oh, I say as I point over to Glosse, she's already doing it.
you see him a little hesitant but continues to walk that way out of sight.
If I were playing an evil non-Kinku character, I would give fucking Chemo the signal to just go snap that thing's neck immediately.
Jeez.
But I'm not. I'm playing a good Kinku. He's a good man. I'm gonna wait till he's totally out of sight before I run to the control panel.
He is. Glosse, you have almost finished your strut. You can't see Aesop. Is there anything else that you do to pull his attention?
Yeah, I pretend to fall, but turn around and oops, I'm falling, and just make a performance of tumbling and dancing and getting up all extra and stop
you-
the landing though.
Are you doing this just on the floor itself or on any of the nearby equipment?
On the floor itself, but I think I'm gonna kind of lean against the equipment dramatically to just
Sure. Make me that performance check.
okay. Okay, so I rolled a 2, but altogether it's a 15.
What?
Ooh, god damn!
The
At least it wasn't
taller,
a 1.
the taller doesn't leave his standing position, but he turns to you and points with a finger. Up. Away from the equipment. He lifts his staff in the air a few feet and beckons you up with a finger.
Okay. I'll get up, but I'm still trying to make a show of it.
Sure, taking your time. His attention does seem to be drawn. He hasn't left his his space, but his attention is pulled.
All right, Chunk. Now's the moment. Now's the time. How do we overload this?
It's a fucking weird piece of equipment. You just hit some of this stuff seems to run through the system. Maybe these here.
He points out a few switches for you to turn.
I turn them to the max, and I want to take a vial of acid and just dribble it under the switch so it's stuck in that position. Or like so the knob comes off or something like that.
Okay, you use a bit uncorking a vial of acid and pour it on. You hear the soft sizzling noise, although it is covered clearly by the sounds of the equipment and steam piping through the area here. The switches begin to burn away. It's less that the whole thing melts and more just that you hit the weak end and watch as the piece falls off, unable to be flicked back down. Chunk taps at what looks to be a green light.
Now, I think this thing will turn red soon, and then the trouble may start, I think.
Well,
That gives us a few minutes, I think.
There's only one way to find out. I walk over next to Glace and beckon Chunk to come over with me.
Okay. Ah.
I kind of put my my finger up to my ear and say, "Keep an eye out, will you? I think if the trouble is going to start, it might be starting soon."
Are you
Just
saying
call it a
this
hunch.
to the toller?
No,
Or to
I'm
Glace?
saying this. I'm saying this in my ear.
Okay, gotcha. Everyone hears this, including those of you up north.
And then I walk over to Glace, where Glace is.
A toller turns to you, Aesop, and turns back. You see that he has raised his staff a few feet off the ground and is beckoning Glace to get up. He turns to you and says, "Help your friend up."
Oh, very well. Chunk, you stay here. We wouldn't want to damage the equipment.
Okay.
All right, Glace, up. Oh, you're on mute, Glace.
Oh, whoops. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much for your help, Aesop.
Of course. I like dust off the front of her blouse or whatever. Say, all right. It seems we're good in here. We should get back to the rest of them.
You see the toller slowly lowering his staff back to touch the ground.
Oh. Well, okay. Okay, well, bye. It was nice talking to you and showing you some life skills that I'm sure you'll use one day.
He does not respond.
Let's go.
It's
And
hard
then, as we walk out of earshot, I'm gonna say, Glace, I fucking did it, and we don't know where the forge is. You have to find Zilgar and get him to tell us where the forge is before it's too late.
Okay,
This thing might go off at any minute.
Oh. Maybe we should get that Kinku that was here. Where is that? Did you?
Oh, he's taking inventory. He'll be busy for a while.
Aesop, as you pass by, you occasionally, for just a split second, see the green light flicker to red and back to green.
Move quickly.
Yeah. I'll update everybody. Aesop's really fucking some shit up down here, guys.
Does anyone have eyes on Zilgar?
Not I.
Oh,
Not
shit.
it.
What about down here? You said he was in this room, right, Jason?
He seemed to have come into this general area, from what Kimo was able to tell.
Maybe he's like down here. Can I stealthily peek around the corner?
Sure.
Where is Kimo?
Once again, I don't know. Oh, maybe he's looking for the thing.
Oh yes.
Again, stealthily around the corner.
All right.
God damn it.
You see a long hallway, Aesop, that leads probably beyond the toxipacitor sector.
Ooh, okay. Good to know. Is there a sign anywhere?
You don't see any sign, though.
Um.
Although I will say that if you say this through your communicator, Kimo knows that leads back to the pumping stations, where the fork originally happened.
Okay. Do we think the forge is in that direction? Did we suss that out yet?
I don't know if you guys have or not.
Does anyone remember? This place is like a maze.
Not seen the forge yet.
Damn. Alright, well,
Think so.
I at least have our way back. And once again, stealthily peeking around the corner. Nothing!
A dead
Fucking
end.
dead end. Alright,
Steam
well,
shoots from the open vent in the dead end corner.
ugh.
Do you have any luck, Chemo?
Make it idea. I just have started going back. I don't. Not yet.
Alright,
Oh.
I'm gonna have to try a Hail Mary here, guys.
Wait, I see. Hold on. There's.
Oh, there's shit down there. That's where Aesop sent the other Kinku. It's where he found the mystery vial.
Then can we just ask the Kinku where it's at?
I'm going to ask this one right now.
Excellent.
I'm going to tap this fellow on the shoulder. Pardon me.
He
I'm going to say all this
jumps
in
a
Orin,
bit.
actually.
Yes.
Yes, doing inventory. Could you direct me to the forge? I've become a bit lost.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, Jason!
20.
Oh, that's a 16.
In Orin, although I guess very broken, and sometimes throwing in common words, as you know that he's just trying to piece together what he can.
Back. Fork. West. Side.
All right, back fork west side.
Far. In.
Forge.
Far in forge. Okay, very well. All right, thank you very much. As you were. I'm gonna hop down to Glace and whisper. I think it's back at the fork. If we take the west fork.
Okay.
I think, unless
well-
he's just completely clueless.
He wouldn't just. He would probably tell you he doesn't know if he was clueless.
There is a more audible sound of clacking metal coming from the turbine in the center of that room down there.
Oh, maybe. Okay, all right.
Should we get out of here?
I think maybe we should actually get out of here.
Okay.
Like,
Everybody.
like back down to the fork. All right, okay? Go get everyone else. And I'll wait here, okay?
Everyone
like-
else?
Yes. If that reactor fucking blows, I don't want us all in there, right? We know where it might be, right? We know where the forge might be. Let's just wait for something to happen and start moving.
Can't they come to us?
Yes, they can.
You know what, Chunk? If you better be fucking careful with that back talking of yours.
I'm just trying to be smart about this.
I'm just kidding. You did great, Chunk. I say in the communicator. Hey guys, it might be time to scram away from the reactor just in case.
Like, nonchalantly, though, like you belong in another room.
Be super cool about it.
Alright, we're gonna check the outside perimeter, make sure everything looks calm out there. Come on, guys.
None of them nod and they continue watching, but there's no movement to stop you as you guys begin heading south.
Alright. Bring Kaz.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Rikaz is chewing something.
Yes.
Acid.
So
Now there'll be plenty of time to drop acid later. Let's go.
An acid pigeon.
Oh.
So
As they make their way down south, you hear another shifting.
So are we still too close? I mean, I can hear that. I don't
Yes.
want to hear.
I think we are.
So,
I wish a motherfucker would.
Chemo's getting the sense that you guys started that sound, so he's gonna come around and cast silence on the machine that's making all the noise.
Nice.
You
Silence.
notice.
So it'll make some ninja signs, and then whoa, this.
What's the radius of silence?
It is a 20-foot radius, so it can accommodate a 40-foot machine.
You notice as you are doing this that initially hearing the sound, the toller is walking up to the equipment and listening. You notice the clatter of his copper-like armor as it enters the zone becomes completely silent. He seems to be not making any noise while in the perimeter of your silence spell, and is trying to seemingly listen intently to see if he can hear the shifting of the metal.
He just hears his tendinitis ring.
We could fucking take him out while he's. How long does the silent zone last?
For 10 minutes.
We could take him out, you know.
What, to dinner?
Chemo starts drawing his blade.
Wait, what am I saying? All right, maybe we just shouldn't be here at all when this goes up.
Chemo starts to sheath his blade.
Getting a little too bloodthirsty, I think.
You notice, Chemo, that although you have stopped the machinery from making noise, the toller has noticed at this point the control panel, and you do see the light now flickering way more often to red than green.
Oh, we gotta go.
It's the noise that tells you, not the lights. Who can tell by the lights? The noise.
You do notice now the toller is, from what you can tell, looking through the glass of the helmet. He is looking around the area. Are you guys moving stealthily, or how are you handling this?
Everyone move stealthily, please.
Give it my best try.
And I would like to, let's see, I know VD is not the most stealthiest guy, so I give him a little pat on the back and tell him to just like use his tippy toes and give him a bardic inspo.
I'll try, thanks.
Try walking with your hands.
Some of you guys may have some abilities to help out in this department. That's up to you if you wish to use them or not.
For stealth, specifically?
Perhaps.
14 on my stall.
Chemo contorts his fingers in another direction. Cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh my god, you have all
Hell
the stealth
yeah.
spells. You have fucking all of the stealth spells.
Do
This is
both of those require concentration?
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. No, I keep the silence up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good thought, though. Good thought.
catch,
But
catch.
good thing to keep in mind. Chemo at least probably lets the group know that he has access to the ability to help silence your steps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although you guys know, Chemo, you do notice now that even though you silenced the machinery, that this toller clearly knows something is going on.
Yeah,
We could kill him.
but he's the only one. Yeah, Chemo, with the realization that he's the only one that knows, leaps to action. It's
All right. Please, if you guys don't mind, roll me some initiative.
yeah.
Oh boy. Finally.
I rolled a 1. Hey, we found out that Jack of all trades works with initiatives.
It's true. Although
Really?
if you're on D&D Beyond, it should already be added in.
Yeah.
I'm not
shit.
though. So I'm using the other
Actually, if you're on the character builder, I think it might also be. Oh, there's multiple me's, Jason.
Oh
Why is-
my god, why the fuck does it do this shit? There we are. There's 6 of
Zero
you.
me.
Where's NVD? Come here, NVD. There you are, buddy.
This is great. As long as he's in the silence thing, he can't summon the tollers because the bell sound can't.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
I knew that.
Yeah. Brilliant plan, Chemo. Really a stroke of genius. You're such a fucking asset to have on board. Oh my goodness.
You don't get this far in life just being lucky.
What the hell are you talking about? That's literally my life.
Yeah, no kidding.
Someone choke out this Kinku, please. Gently
No,
choke
no!
out this Kinku.
Go
What
to
is
sleep.
wrong with you?
Go to sleep.
Luke said that, not Aesop.
Remember that cold day in hell?
Shh, only dreams.
Only
Aesop
beans now.
Smothers the Kenku with a pillow made of its own feathers. Shh.
Shh.
Murder.
All right, everybody's entered your initiative by descending. Aesop, you're up first.
Alright, Aesop is going to run. He is going to use a blood curse on this guy.
Okay.
He is going to cast Curse of Binding to freeze his acidic blood in his veins. He has to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, a strength saving throw.
Yeah. Wait, actually, as a bonus attempt to... Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. That's only if I amplify it. Oh, no. He has to make a strength saving throw. But I think if it succeeds, I will amplify it.
He rolls a 4.
Oh! Okay, so I'm going to amplify it for sure. I forget what macro I have that does that. Oh fuck! Sorry guys, it's been a while since I've had to amplify a blood curse.
It's all right. We haven't.
Oh wait, no. I do have a macro for it. All right, so I bleed out for 6 damage, but he is immobilized. Save ends. His speed is 0. Save ends.
What's it look like to immobilize him?
It's literally like his blood freezes in his veins and sort of he just like rigor mortis contorts in place.
Nice.
He turns to notice you and goes to point a finger and lifts his staff and seems to just be held in place.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant. Excellent work, Chemo. Now we have to finish him off. Let's see. We're in dim light, right, Jason?
The entire facility is dim light.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Very nice. I'm going to attack him twice with my cane.
What does immobilize do? I don't see it on the list here.
It's just his speed is 0.
Okay.
That's the effect, is his speed is 0.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, do deafened creatures, do they give advantage? What?
No, it's blind.
No, just fail checks involving hearing. Okay, that's
Mhm.
fine. Yeah, I'll just slice at him twice with my sword cane.
As you enter this area, Aesop, all the venting steam and the sound of shifting steel and machinery just completely goes completely out of your ears. It is completely quiet.
Yeah, it's a 21 to hit.
That totally hits.
I'm gonna go with slashing damage on this guy. 11
Alright.
slashing damage. And I'll slice him again for another 21 to hit. 10 slashing damage.
All right.
And that's all for Aesop's turn.
What was the total of the damage?
21 slashing.
Nice.
If it looked like slashing did less, I would have poked him for piercing on the second attack.
You cut through, striking pivotal points between the copper pieces of his armor. You see bits of what look like small tubing being cut, and you can see them flailing around as a greenish smoke pours from them. He reels back, holding his side where you cut in deeply with a slash. However, you hear no noise, no shifting of the copper. His staff even touches the ground a bit, and you see the bell sway, but there's no sound.
Oh, thank goodness. That's it. That's it for me, man.
All
He's
right.
immobilized.
All right. Rinkaz, you're up.
Oh my gosh, maybe not. Don't shoot your gun outside of the non-silenced area.
Maybe don't shoot your gun.
Oh yeah, maybe don't shoot your gun.
Ace.
He doesn't have his gun, right?
Yeah, Aesop yells back, "I have your gun," but you all just see Aesop's mouth move and can't hear anything.
He has one of my guns.
Is Aesop
that's
wearing his mask?
Oh yeah, I am still wearing my mask.
Aesop looks at you guys.
I say into the crystal communicator. The earpiece. I think he said to drink a potion of fire breathing.
Ah!
No, I don't think he did. Actually, I don't think Aesop would say that. No, I don't think he
did not.
I come running up towards Aesop, pointing at him, making the drinking gesture, and the breathing fire, and then a thumbs up.
Oh my god.
As you enter this area, Rinkaz, similar to Aesop, the sound just flushes from your ears. Everything goes silent.
Yes. I can move 5 more. That's pretty much all I can do, so I'll move 1 more right up behind Aesop. And that's it. I'll pull out my rapier.
Okay. I will say that without double moving, would you be in that space that was where you were previously?
No, that was 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know that this close, you are in a zone of silence. So it doesn't matter how loud the weapon you would use would be.
Oh, no, I can't use my pistols anyway, so...
Why not?
Isn't it dangerous?
Oh, wow. I suppose so.
Oh my god.
Come on. That's low.
You pull out your rapier, Rinkaz. Anything else?
I still just keep gesturing to drink.
Alright. Chemo, it seems like the rest of your group has begun to try and quickly assault this guard here. What do you do?
Chemo read his character abilities and found this cool guy. Teleports up to 60 feet to right there.
Oh hell yes.
It's this dim light.
This entire facility is dim light.
Excellent. So with advantage, make a sword attack on him.
You guys
Yeah.
blink and
Oh.
see a silent Chemo behind the Toller who does not even notice him.
Another
It's a-
personnel kid.
20, shut up. It's a 20 to hit.
Is that a natty 1 you rolled?
It was with advantage.
Oh, with advantage. Okay, so
When
you
I
got a
shadow
14.
step, I get advantage, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. 14 was the total to hit.
20.
20? Oh yeah, that hits. I'm also going to pull this out here for you. This one right here, buddy.
Oh.
Deal max minimum damage. Oh, that's okay. It probably wouldn't change too much. Oop. Yeah, see, it wouldn't have changed that much. So 7 slashing damage, or 7 piercing, excuse me.
So you deal the minimum amount you could on this attack.
Yeah.
So 7, yep. You cut in, but not as sharply as you wished you would. The Toller in front of you, caught off guard, turns a bit, and you catch more of the copper metal armor than the insides where you tried to throw your strike at. But you still land some damage on him. You can tell from Aesop's attack there's a pretty decent amount of blood that's been splattered underneath, and you see a number of tubing and wiring now flailing wildly underneath the pieces of his copper armor.
Doing damage is great, but that's not what I came for. He also has to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 14, or be stunned until his next turn. So that's a key point for stunning strike.
Yes, queen.
Shifting through his body, he is stunned because he rolled a 2.
Yes, queen.
Now this
Wow.
Stunned for the next month.
This is what I'm made for.
Anything else, Chemo?
That is all I got. Well, I could run away, but ain't no wussy.
Sun Kong, in a zone of silence, stands a very battered and bloodied, immobilized and paralyzed guard. What do you do?
You're on mute.
Sorry, I wasn't saying anything. I was measuring. I'm moving up to attack.
Sun Kong, you
Alright.
can run laps around this place. What are you measuring for?
Yeah, no, I know. I just wanted to make sure.
So Sun Kong takes 2 laps and then ends up at that position.
Sun Kong,
So I
you
looked at
do like
everything.
a backflip over him and land, expecting to hear the slap of your feet on the ground, but everything is silent.
Sweet, that's how I pictured it also. Alright, I will attack.
Are you attacking or disarming?
No, since he's silent, I'm not gonna try to take away his staff. He can't bring it anyway, so.
Nice.
Does a perception check include all of your senses? I would
It
assume
depen-
so.
I mean, it depends because I have abilities that alter my perception checks based on smell and sight, but not hearing.
Okay.
So I
Gotcha.
mean, I guess it's up to you.
Okay, I'll think about that. Sun Kong, what are you up to?
I'm attacking with my quarterstaff. 20 hit.
That
Nice.
hits.
I will also use a key point to activate Flurry of Blows to get an additional bonus attack. So,
Is this lethal or non-lethal?
I think this is lethal, right? Right, gang?
We cannot tell you either way now because we're in a zone of silence.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess if I saw you guys like slicing at him with your blades, it looks kind of lethal. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with lethal.
But what would Sun Kong do though? He knows that they're all slaves and they were all raised like this. Just.
Well, the Kinku were. I don't know about these
True.
guys. So no, I'm gonna attack lethally.
Okay.
Those two, that all hits, right?
Yes. Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He pops.
33 damage for my first attack round.
With a fury of quick blows, you watch as the Toller staff just dropping down silently to the floor. His body collapses.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
I get Sun Kong's attention. I point at that, and then I point down this hallway.
Alright, I'll pick up his body if I can. How is he heavy?
He is relatively heavy with all the armor on. You need to make not a hard strength check, but a strength check nonetheless to athletics to be able to drag him with some amount of speed into that area that Aesop wants.
Okay, cool. I want to, yeah, if I can use athletics, I'd like to do that. So, oh, +9, so 28.
Shit.
Yeah, you're able to quickly just grab 2 of his hands and begin pulling.
Can we?
Alright, yeah, I'll put him wherever Aesop points. So, I can't move the token, so but just, yeah, I do that.
Chemo holds up a wait symbol.
Oh.
And then cuts the bell off of his little holder thing.
Ooh, good idea.
And then
Alright.
dismantles it as much as I can with
Okay.
Nice.
You essentially can just like cut the bell
take the
in
clanger
two.
out.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
You dismantle the staff that had the bell on the tip, and Sun Kong, you drag the body into this hallway.
Alright, everyone, let's go. Let's go. How's the little blinky light looking, by the way?
It is pure red, and I was asking about that perception because Sun Kong and Chemo at the distance from the turbine up above, you can feel the heat emanating off of it.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I would like to tell this Kinku to get to safety.
Tell him to warn all of his friends or all of his co-workers, I guess we should say, to get out as soon as possible.
I tell him that exactly, and I tell him to sneak past the tollers if he can.
Just tell them to run to the sleeping area. They use that word, sleeping area.
Sleeping area.
He nods in a very worried manner and begins to head down south where the other Kinku was sent by Aesop to do a little investigating.
Warehousing.
Sun Kong drags the body down there, Aesop into that dead end. Hopefully out of notice, we'll say in this corner here.
Okay.
We're going this way.
So, this is the way out then?
I don't remember the way out. I was following Aesop.
Oh, no, this is good. It's just down this way. If our intel is correct, we have to find our way down to the fork and head west to get to the forge.
You guys begin heading down south through the long hallway that you know leads through to the original area where the fork began. About halfway through, there is a loud explosion.
Total party white.
Fuck. Who knows prestidigitation? Someone make me look dirty.
Oh, what?
Stand still.
Okay.
I have prestidigitation.
Okay, make me look like I'm covered in soot or something.
Sure.
Alright, I have a plan. It's going to work. Also, I took the broken Toller staff at NVD's request, including the bell, and put it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
This is one of the first times I've made someone soil themselves, so bear with me.
What a place to do it at.
Only if they ask you to.
Hang on just a second. I am getting the next area ready for you guys.
Think how many D100s damage you take.
Aesop just goes, I'm a dirty birdie.
Oh, that's an image.
That was all I wanted, really. There was no plan.
I got everything I needed. I just imagined the Paris Hilton Hardee's commercial where she's just like, I'm a dirty bag.
I can only climax if a younger man makes me dirty.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding, Aesop's straight.
What's in Celestial?
Celestial! Whew.
What a coincidence, Aesop.
Ah!
Jason, everything's black, I can't see.
Yeah, I lost my character.
Daddy, I can't see.
Scroll down.
Scroll down.
Oh, wait, oh, god damn it. Oh, wow, this is a big old map.
You guys turn, rounding the corner, finding yourselves back at the pump station. You see a large cloud of greenish fumes emanating from what looks to be piping up at the north end. You know that to get through the area here from the fork on the eastern side where you have come from to get to the western side, you have to go through this plume of this toxic cloud. You see a large portion of it being vented up into the exhaust up top, but there's just so much pouring out that basically any square where you see this white line touching, even if it only partly touches a square and you stand there, you'll have to make some type of save. You see a Toller here, but he is on his hands and knees coughing and does not see you entering.
Ooh, that's no good.
This is all still dim light.
Wait a minute, what is that stuff that's making him choke?
There is a greenish, noxious looking cloud of smoke just pouring out in the midsection to the left of you. You know to get to the eastern side where the fork goes off that you'll have to pass through it somehow.
Is this poison?
You don't know, you can make a check.
Check with your lungs.
Well, I mean, I'm immune to poison, so I was actually thinking about doing that.
Actually, yeah, I'll do I can either aid someone with
Yeah.
a check, or...
Aesop, do you know if this is poison?
I take out a little litmus test strip and let's have a look. That's gonna be, let's see, +2 + 6, a 12.
Is this a nature check?
This is an alchemy check.
Okay.
Like using like my knowledge of alchemy.
And
It would be the same. It would be the same if it was a nature check.
total is 12.
12, yeah.
Yes, this is an overload of the just terrible tinctures and toxins that they are producing in here that are just overloaded through the area here and are now just busting through the venting. You do not want to inhale this stuff. It is a poison of some type.
Can I?
I'm
Oh,
immune to
never mind.
poison, so yeah.
Well, is there like a lever to the venting place? Maybe we can turn it off. Are there levers around here?
You do not see any large enough that are connected to the pipework up at the top end of this area.
I'm gonna go through.
Rip.
I'm just gonna try it. I'm immune to poison, so here goes nothing.
Sunkong, do you put your mouth over your hand or anything?
Just in case, I'd like take a deep breath, like I'm gonna go underwater, and then walk into the smoke.
Make a perception check at disadvantage while you're in here, pushing through. It's difficult to see to the other side, so you have like a hand just naturally held out in front of you to push through the cloud.
6.
You hear a loud thump coming from north of you. It sounded like some large object hitting steel.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep going the way, like, this way, yeah.
You continue to move. You can take another step. You push through, and the air
feel
clears
alright?
up. Yes.
Alright, so,
You can now
are
see.
there any... Sorry.
You can now see that the area where the fork happens continues to head in a similar stretch of hallway to the west now. But you'll have to wait for your... or not wait. You'll have to make sure the other party passes through.
Can I make a perception check or something, or investigation or something to see if there's any way to slow the flow of gas from this side? Like levers or anything?
Sure, I'll say you can, but it has to be a disadvantage because there's so much of this toxic cloud nearby.
Hold on. Okay, that's fine. Just perception?
Just perception.
Damn it, 10.
You peer around, but the nature of the compacted hallway and walls here, as well as just the huge cloud of greenish swirling mist, makes it difficult to see any type of way to stave off the amount of poison pouring through the cloud here.
And sorry, just because of the art, it looks like it's glowing. It's not glowing, right?
It's not glowing. It's just has a very sort of brightish, murkyish shifting of greens. It's not glowing per se.
So I'll shadow step again to join Sunkong, and
Nice.
I would have helped you if I was over here first, but I think I'll make the same check.
No worries.
Disadvantage plus 6, 13. 13.
Nice.
You don't see anything. Perhaps through the shadows of the silhouette inside of the cloud, there may be some type of valve where this initially is pouring from, but you'd have to walk there and try to turn it.
Chemo kind of turns his nose up and says, "There's a lot of bull."
It's in the cloud?
From what
I
Chemo
asked.
can tell, if there is one, it is probably in the cloud in the center of the piping.
Alright. Hold on.
Well,
I'm gonna remember that clang I heard when I was coming across and try to get to where maybe that sound came from.
Sure.
Oh god.
As you step into the cloud, Sunkong, your vision becomes more difficult to see.
Yep.
What the hell?
You continue pushing, and you bump into a shifting object that stands, at least from what you can tell, quite a few feet higher than you.
Am I supposed to not be able to see anything right now on the map?
You can see nothing in this fog.
Okay. So if I feel out with my hands, what do I feel?
Oh my!
I love you, Sun Kong, so much. This is great.
Someone's got to try to help.
I'm down here telling these slaves to gather their friends and get to safety. I don't even know what Sun Kong and Chemo are doing up there.
What?
As you tell them this, they're obviously gonna run off. As you bump into something and go to feel it out, Sun Kong, you feel the coarseness of what feels like leathery skin. With that, everyone in the room hears a loud, cacophonous
What the fuck?
I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Sun Kong,
Ooh.
why are you like this?
I thought I could stop.
Don't,
I'm
don't.
sorry.
don't. Why would you? Why? Oh my God!
Is that the
Why would-
6th 20 night?
Yeah.
Why would you cup his balls, Sun Kong? Why would you?
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, boys.
Ah.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
No.
No. I get to
I'm
use my
sorry.
card.
I'm sorry. I said we had 620s in the goal. Even this.
Fail or not, I can still add that to it.
Okay, sure.
Come on, don't fuck me.
Oh.
Hey!
That's
All
a
right.
15.
Mine's a 27.
17 for
Shut
me.
Who got below an 18?
Oh.
Oh no!
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody.
And VD, Glosse,
Yes.
Sun Kong.
Yes.
This
critically
is-
failed.
Does Indomitable work for that?
Indomitable's a saving throw, my friend. You can use Indomitable.
Oh, well, I'll use Indomitable.
Wow.
Oh.
Shit, Leatherback.
Scraped your nuts on the fence.
That's a 27 as well.
All right. So, Nvidi, Glosse, Sun Kong.
Can't keep it.
Glosse, you take 27 points of psychic damage.
Let me look at my circlet. Hold on. Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, don't you have resistance to psychic damage?
I do.
Oh, so I knew somebody did.
Oh no, I have advantage on mine. Old magical effects such as command or dominate person. Does not. Okay.
Still good.
The cacophonous caw of what you heard reels through your mind and pierces it in a way that you have not heard before.
How, this is 27. How much?
27 psychic damage.
Okay. Mer.
Nvidi, you take 24 points of psychic damage. You grab at your ears, trying to drown out the sound as it pierces your mind. Sun Kong, you take 23, which is halved because of your resistance, points of psychic damage.
Okay, I'll just notate it on my sheet since I can't see my character too.
Alright, alright.
So you said it was 28 half?
28 halved, and I'm
Okay.
also going to ask for, I'm going to go ahead and make your token visible just so you can roll, I'm gonna need you guys to re-roll your initiative, please.
Ooh.
I failed that save too, Jason.
Oh, that's right, Chemo. Let me get a little damage roll in for you, buddy.
No.
23 points of psychic damage.
But since I was a good boy and reminded you, it's only 2.
No. But I appreciate you playing fairly.
Everyone through the fog. We're not fighting this.
Charles, get out of my head.
Oh no.
Yup. Chemo's good at initiative. It's the only thing he's good at.
God bless quick draw.
Everybody entered?
Mm-hmm.
Yar.
Mm-hmm.
Descending. Okay.
I crit.
Sorry, no, I didn't. I just put mine in now. I'm sorry.
I'll say crit initiative.
Yeah.
Glosse,
Hey.
you crit. What's your dex bonus?
Oh, my dex bonus?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find it.
Or your initiative bonus, I guess?
Oh, it's +5. That's why I put 25 in there.
Okay. Glosse, you go first.
Okay. I hear this nasty thing, this nasty mess. I will grab a hold. And Vidi, do you think you can get past this fog?
Hard to say, but probably not.
I grab him if he's willing, and I would like to dimension door over here.
Okay. I'll say it's difficult to see, but with Chemo on the
if
other
I-
side using his earring, he can call out an area close enough for you to pop over to.
Okay.
Nice.
And as a bonus action, I would like to use Mantle of Inspiration, and all 5 of my friends, there's 5 of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get to 2. Okay, you guys get 2 temporary hit points, and those who can see or hear me within 60 feet of me can use your movement as a reaction without occurring opportunity attacks to the shortest, safest path. But can I move? Wait, where are we supposed to be going? Oh, down here.
Yeah, that way.
I'll use my movement to get as far as I can within yelling
I
range.
can hear her, right, Jason?
Yeah, for sure.
And that will end my turn.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna play.
I don't think I have anything else to get through this fog, so I'm just gonna eat the 2 squares and try to fucking run through.
All right. Are you trying to cover your face in any manner?
Well, I have my mask, so presumably. I definitely do the same big diver's breath that Sun Kong does.
You do this, but also notice as you push through that the mist pours in, seeping into your ears and through your nostrils, even though your breath is held. It is difficult to stop this pervading poison from infiltrating your senses. Please give me just a second here. This is going to be a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I think I'm good at these. No, I'm not. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a failure.
You double jinxed it.
Let's
Nice.
see here.
And no amount of inspiration will help me with that. Is Raincast coming too? Oh, yeah, there he is.
Aesop, you sputter and cough as the stinging sensation fills your lungs. You take 12 points of poison damage, and please keep note of this damage.
Ooh, okay. Look, there's a little beaker. I'm gonna put a 12 by it.
There
Or
you go.
a 2.
It doesn't do double digits, yeah.
Damn, okay. Oh yeah? Wanna bet? Boom.
There we go.
Got him.
Those are two different symbols.
Shut up.
That's ambiguous.
Rinkaz, are you moving through yourself?
I only have one more movement. Will it make any difference if I stop in it until my initiative after her, or is it just...
Glacé did her thing, so you should have enough movement, right? You're only a couple spaces back.
To react to move your
That-
speed.
Full speed.
Safest short
one-
path.
That one would be 30, the one space in front.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You know that just coming into contact with any of these spaces will require probably a save.
Okay, I'll just get the extra space then. I have to roll anyways.
All right, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
It's a 12.
All right. You throw a hand over your nostrils and mouths, but even clenching your eyes as you push through, you feel this toxin pouring through your senses, in through your ear holes, and even through the eye ducts, the tear ducts rather. It's difficult to hold this off, and you take 11 points of poison damage. Please keep that poison damage in mind, those 11 points.
Alright.
It is difficult to see, but you know if you keep pushing ahead, that's where the rest of your friends are. Glacé, anything else?
No.
Good for move.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
Got
that
everybody
was-
past the cloud.
That was very fortuitous. As you're pushing through, Rinkaz, you hear the shifting of feet. And with disadvantage, because it's difficult to see, let's see if anything happens as you're trying to push through. There's a 22 hit AC.
Wait, what the hell? I thought I had next initiative. What the hell?
What?
What was this thing's initiative?
Oh, it crit.
Oh, it crit. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't see it on the chart.
Oh, it's hidden in the smoke.
Yes, it hits me.
All right. As you're pushing through, caught off guard, you feel a rending. You're just not even sure. It just feels like some type of massive force as a silhouette pushes through the smoke, puncturing into you for 15 piercing damage.
Is that all it's got? Fuck that thing.
It attempts to strike again for 20 versus AC
Holy shit!
Uh-huh.
With disadvantage?
with disadvantage.
What a fucking champion! Yeah, we're fucking out of here.
Yeah. Bye.
You're pushed up against the wall, Rinkaz, as you try to repost the second strike, but it just gashes into your shoulder for 13 points of piercing damage, and you quickly push it off of you. You hear through the smoke. With that, you're up.
Now they can't see each other, right?
Correct.
So you could just run the fuck out of there, Rinkaz. Presumably, unless he's got like blind sight, which we don't know.
Sorry, 1 second. Just doing change my health. Ah, yes, perfect. Time to get the fuck out of here. Full move now.
Push through the smoke. You make your way across to find the others. Aesop, Nvidi, Rinkaz, as you guys turn back, you see pushing through the silhouette, waving a hand to clear what toxins out of the air that they can, a Toller. He begins to pull his staff in the air before a large, muscly, avian-looking, dark blue claw grips around him and pulls him into the smoke.
Everyone, I don't think that was a night of acid.
I don't know if this is this. I just want to make a correction. It's actually all the creatures for Mantle of Inspiration. who I can see and who can see me. So I don't know if Sun Kong was included in that.
It's okay. It's already done.
Oh,
But we'll
I
keep
don't
that in mind for
see
next time.
or hear.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's okay. We'll keep that in mind for next time. We'll say Sun Kong. You guys have cleared the area. You hear... and you hear a bell shifting around before it is quickly silenced. You hear what sounds to be the puncturing of some type of steel.
Oh no.
Long.
Oh, I think the freedom fighters are here
Let's leave.
immediately.
You guys see a longer hallway leading to the other end. This time on the other side of the area here. Do you want to head down it?
Hell yeah.
Please. This is the western way we thought we were going to the forge, right?
Correct. This is
Okay.
the fork, and this appears to be the only other wing of the factory here. I will move your tokens first. Give me a second to move you guys. I believe that's everybody except for all Clatter and Jira over here.
Also, I don't have Chunk, but I just assume he's with
Dead.
me.
Chunk is fucking dead.
No, Jason,
Oh.
you can't kill Chunk.
No, he's here. Hang on.
If you kill Chunk, I quit.
Oh shit.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Oh.
Whoa.
How long did your charm person last, Glace?
An hour. And I believe concentration?
You see a long hallway leading up north, but now can see diverting hallways that lead into this new area. You guys have a feeling if you continue north, you will eventually reach the fours. As you are heading up, you see holding their side and covered in what look like pretty thick burns and a couple slashes is a toller that rounds the corner. He doesn't seem to have a staff in hand. He turns and points your way and quickly turns before a large short sword is driven through him and he is pushed against the wall by you see Zilgar.
Zig. Oh.
By the way, it's an enchantment, not a concentration, sorry.
Gotcha.
On a roll with this.
Ziglar.
Zilgar pulls the short sword free as the toller falls onto his ass and his arms go limp. You see his helmet shift to the side. Zilgar holds the sword back up to you guys and looks at you. No matter how high of a position we get here on Scourge, we're always a slave. I'll help you off and out of here, but I want to go with you.
Oh.
I
look
have
to Zolgar.
unfinished business, he says as he wipes the blood with a glove off.
Fucking deal!
Yeah.
And here, I was going to use my inspiration and save it just to try and con him into coming with us because I like him.
Wow. Listen, friend, we can't leave here without something very important. It's vital to my research.
Go to the forge.
We need to go to the forge. And then we can leave.
He looks over to you, Glace. Is this really this important?
Aesop looks to Glace.
What was this for again, Aesop?
It's for the
Hush.
the stained sheets. I need to take them in case 21 found a cure. I can't leave that here. I can't take that chance.
Well, let's hold on to it. Let's grab it, and before you give it away, let's not be too hasty. Maybe let somebody else hold on to it, Aesop.
Fine, whatever. Or we can keep it in the bag of holding. I'm not about to just hand it over without seeing Hush first.
Okay, let's go. You heard the bird.
Bird.
Bird's the word. To the forge, Zilgar. Prove your worth and we'll take you with us. I look back to the rest of the group and shrug.
Kibo gives you 2 thumbs up.
Sure thing.
Yeah, Zilgar looks to you and nods. And begins to head along with you.
Alright, cool. So I'm guessing we're going the right way then.
You guys begin heading north. You hear a lot of commotion coming up from the north area.
What's all about?
The clanging of metal. In the distance you can hear the sound of a ringing bell.
Uh-oh. Glassy, that was a really good charm person you put on him.
I'm not sure if it's really all me anymore. I think he really wants to get off this planet.
Why wouldn't he?
For real. Zilgal, which way? Left or right? West or east?
Doesn't matter, just keep heading north.
Alright, let's go west.
I'm going east.
Okay,
Going west.
either way is fine.
Yeah, Sunkongo would be like fucking miles ahead of us.
Right?
I'm holding back.
He's like casually strolling next to us as we're like running at top speed.
I'm like trying to make sure you can keep up with me.
Oh my god.
This is great.
Running in
Everything's
slow
great.
motion. Like Baywatch.
Hey Glasse, did you see what I put in chat?
Oh no.
You pass a hallway where you can see the thick, noxious fumes pouring out from, blocking the way. You continue to hear the sounds of screams, shifting bells, and the sound of crunching metal and steel.
Oh yeah, Glasse, that's probably the outdated College of Glamour.
Yeah, it is.
So we all get 11, right?
11 what?
Wait,
No,
the one on
no
the sheet is
power
outdated
gaming
or D&D
allowed.
Beyond.
D&D Beyond's the correct one.
So
yeah,
we would get
I'm-
11.
Oh, that's
What,
sick.
points instead of the 2.
I don't have her on D&D Beyond yet.
That's okay.
Does that work in conjunction with NVIDIA's thing?
Temporary hit points don't stack. You always
Yeah.
take the highest amount.
I'm gonna say you can stop right there, Ringkaz.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You see 2 tollers, clearly their attention drawn by the fumes pouring out from the areas to the left and right. You also see 2 very tall and an obsidian-like black steel Knights of Acid. Their attention turned towards the huge fumes. You watch as they lift up one of their arms covered in this cannon-like material that opens up into an open end. A furious, bright-looking greenish yellow emanating from within. They point and fire into it a stream of just what looks like pure acid stream. With that, before asking for everyone to roll initiative, is where we will call this session as you guys enter
Wow.
into the furnace area.
Time to have some fun.
How the frying pan into the acid pit, huh, guys?
Wow. Just fucking great.
Go away. Go away.
Are these big guys, out of curiosity, sentient?
I
Or
don't
are they
know.
just-
Knowledge checks are free,
Okay.
but we'll save that to next time. Also, keep in mind, please, the damage, the 12 and I believe 11 Ringkaz that you guys had. I will say, if you guys want to make a quick nature check on the way up north to see exactly what's going on as it sizzles your skin and inside of your throat a bit to see exactly what it's doing, you can do so now, so I don't forget next session.
18.
Wait, sorry, what? Run that by
Wait,
me
what is
again?
this?
You're
Aesop and Ringkaz, who took the damage from passing through
Oh,
the
yeah.
cloud of noxious fumes.
Yeah? What about it?
You guys can
Check
make
it
a nature check now if you'd like to see exactly why I told you to write those numbers down.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Actually, can it be medicine?
Medicine will work too.
15.
Survival? Yay, nay?
Not so much. It'd have to be a higher DC.
I can do a medicine.
No, you
I cannot do medicine.
The 15 is fine between you guys, as well as NVD's check. Aesop, you realize that this is a particularly caustic cloud that was inhaled from you guys. You know that this damage will not heal by magical means.
Ooh, so we have to sleep it off, basically?
You will have to sleep it off naturally.
Oh wait, this is from the poison?
Yes. So just keep that in mind if you receive any heals coming up ahead.
Well, that's okay. Good. That math works out because I took 12 and then I gained 11 from Glosse's Mantle of Inspiration for temporary hit points though. So that makes sense that I would be at 83.
So essentially, just remember your max HP can't go beyond whatever the damage you took passing through the cloud.
That's like super rough for me though.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. You guys know now the potential consequences of pushing through these clouds. And yes, that's where we'll end the session. Thank you guys for playing. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
There's some more shit coming up ahead, but you guys have reached an area that you believe to be the furnace. So we'll see what happens next. I love that Sunkong reached out to touch the things in the dark. That's so great.
Man.
You know how I do.
It's great because we know it was an actual lycanthrope though, right? It wasn't a Knight of Acid.
I don't know if it was that either, because like I know I'm not necessarily supposed to have seen it, but when Jason made my token invisible, oh man, I don't know what that was, but it was scary looking.
Don't tell us. I don't want to know.
Thank you guys for watching. Again, as you watch, you build up loyalty points. You can do cool stuff like buy the characters inspiration, give them weird bits to use to either turn in for cash and gold. Also, yes, keep in mind, Chemo, that not only can you use that to buy like upgrades for your ship or gem slots, these weird bits that you got, but you can also actually exchange them for 25 gold pieces each one, if you guys ever need extra gold. But yeah, you guys watching, you'll build up those points. If you follow us, I give you an extra 20. You can see all those details down on our Twitch page. Follow us. I'm also giving out the D&D starter set box.
Yeah.
You'll have a chance to win that if you're in the first 100 followers. Thank you guys for watching. If you missed any of these episodes or this session or previous episodes, you can find those on our VOD on Twitch or on our YouTube page. You can just do God_mode or Weird and Wild and you'll find it there. Thank you, 0_apple bad apple _0. Another T viewer, I believe. Code Breach, Commander Root, Psycho Motion, husband and wife stream. Go check them out. That's Slim/Brian's stream with his wife. It's very cool. Lurks, MR Reflector or Mr. Reflector, Poleze, Shitfuck. That's what I'm calling him. SHTFK. VNK and Virgo Pros. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. I hope you have fun, everybody. We will be back next session to see if they can gather this thing, Smaragdus, to make it out in one piece. I hope you had fun. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.